Hey everyone, and welcome. We live in a world that's obsessed with moving faster, getting bigger, but what about growing in a way that actually feels, well, meaningful? Today, we're going to dive into an ancient practice that's designed to do exactly that.
So, I want to ask you something straight up. Are you looking to grow? Maybe in your career, your knowledge, your life in general, but you want it to be guided by something deeper than just pure ambition? Growth that feels steady, purposeful, wise?
If that sounds like you, then believe me, you are not alone. This whole quest for growth, guided by wisdom, it's as old as humanity. And the good news is, there are these timeless practices out there designed specifically to help us find that inner compass. And one of the most powerful of these practices is something called Brihaspati Puja. Think of it as a direct answer to that search for a more centered, thoughtful way to move through life. So, what's the deal with it? Let's break it down. Okay, so Brihaspati is the Vedic name for the planet Jupiter. But, and this is a big but, it's about so much more than just a planet. In this tradition, Brihaspati is seen as the guru of the gods, literally the ultimate divine teacher or mentor. He's all about wisdom, ethics, higher knowledge, and this idea of balanced expansion, not just growth for growth's sake.
And this is where it gets really interesting, right? Look at how these traditional benefits line up perfectly with our modern-day struggles. Strengthen wisdom and judgment? I mean, who doesn't need help with decision fatigue? Support education? That's a must for anyone trying to keep up. And my favorite? Reduce confusion and doubt. That's all about finding clarity in a world that is just so noisy. So here's the bottom line. This practice, Brihaspati Puja, it's not some get-rich-quick or get-smart-fast scheme. It's really a practice of tuning into your own inner guidance system. It helps you grow with a solid foundation of integrity, instead of just frantically chasing the next shiny object.
All right, now let's add another layer to this. In a lot of spiritual traditions, where you do something can be just as important as what you're doing. And when the topic is wisdom, there is one place on earth that just stands out. And that place is Varanasi, also known as Kashi.
See, Varanasi isn't just some city on a map. It's one of the oldest living centers of learning and philosophy on the entire planet. We're talking centuries and centuries of it being a hub for teachers and sacred texts. They say the very air there supports deep reflection and that the spiritual energy just helps intentions around wisdom and learning really stick.
And this really gets to the heart of what that kind of environment does. It's all about shifting your perspective, moving away from that hasty, kind of unstable expansion towards something more balanced and meaningful. You go from having this directionless ambition to following a path that's actually guided by wisdom. And that leads to real fulfillment, not just imbalance.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But let's get real for a second. Most of us can't just pack our bags and fly to Varanasi, which brings up a very modern problem. How in the world do you tap into this ancient practice and its unique energy when you're thousands of miles away?
Well, this is where the old meets the new. What if you could use technology not just for, ordering food or watching videos, but as a kind of spiritual bridge? Something that could connect you directly to the heart of this sacred practice, no matter where you are on the globe.
And it's a totally fair question, right? I mean, how can a ritual or a prayer that's being performed for you on the other side of the planet actually have a personal effect on you? The answer is pretty cool, and it lies in this powerful Vedic concept. I absolutely love this analogy because it just clicks. The key is your sankalpa, which is basically your personal intention. When you give your name and your specific purpose for the prayer, it's like creating a unique spiritual address for yourself. So, just like a radio has to be tuned to a specific frequency to get a clear signal, your sankalpa makes sure that all the energy from the mantras is being beamed directly to you and only you.
So here's how the whole thing actually works. First, you set your intention. You share your name and what you're hoping to achieve. Then, expert priests right there in Varanasi perform the puja for you, using your details. You get to watch and participate from wherever you are through a live stream or a recording. And then, and this is a really nice touch, they send you a physical blessing called prasad right to your home. It kind of grounds the whole spiritual experience in the real world.
So, let's pull all these threads together. It doesn't matter if you're a student cramming for exams, a professional facing a huge decision, or honestly, just someone feeling a little bit lost. The core idea here is about changing your entire approach to growth. And this really is the key takeaway. Expansion without wisdom leads to imbalance. It's such a powerful reminder that just getting bigger or faster or richer, that's not the whole picture. Without that guiding force of wisdom, that kind of expansion can actually cause more chaos than it solves. Real, lasting fulfillment comes from growth that is balanced and intentional.
So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. In your own life, in your work, your relationships, your personal projects, what would it actually look like for you to grow with wisdom and not just with speed?
Become part of our family today. Subscribe to Varanasi Divine Services and connect with the energy